For a second. All right, we're good.
Shortly after the golden ages of the River Valley civilizations, there were several advancements to religion and philosophy across Asia and southern Europe between 800 and 300 BC. So there is a little bit of intro. We have our area, Asia and southern Europe. We have our time frame, 800 to 300 BC, and we have a little place and setting. Shortly after the River Valley civilizations, there were these advancements in religion and philosophy. Boom. Next, we're going to go right into our thesis, what you guys are going to prove. Two of these advancements, right, and we're going to put those in a different color so you can find them. Hinduism and Judaism were similar in the fact that they both had rules or codes of behavior to follow. So your first body paragraph is going, you guys want to write it down and then have me talk? Would that be easier?
Yes.
All right.
Wait, I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
So the first body paragraph, is that like the introduction?
No, that's your introduction. First body paragraph is where you'll be talking about your similarities and differences. I'll show you.
Okay, because I wrote like one.
It's all right.
I'm really confused.
That's all right. You won't be, and if you are, see me and we'll fix it real fast.
Is everybody doing Judaism?
No, it's just the model we're going to use. So next time you guys write one of these, if you get confused, you'll bust this out. Be like, oh yeah, check out that. So I'm probably going to stand right here in front of Anna. That way, probably not too hard for you to see, is it? No.
Oh, and were we supposed to be spacing ours?
You don't have to. I did that because calligraphy is sometimes hard to decipher. You guys don't appreciate the solid art of handwriting.
Are those animal crackers?
No, they are not. They're pieces of medicine for me. When your pencils are down, let me know. I'll know that it's safe to continue. And if you need me to move it up, let me know, please. That's okay. That's why we're doing this. We are going to build this from the ground up. Paul, you look nice and very scholastic. Overwhelming desire to start talking. You guys need one row of the lights on to see your writing, or can you guys see?
Please do.
I can see.
It's funny watching you guys handwrite. If you guys had to type this, you'd be done already, or like text it. Put it on the Snapgrams and the Instachats and the Twitters and the MySpaces and
It sounds like
whatevers.
it anagrams.
Telling you, man, orthopedic surgeon or, physical therapy.
Yeah.
Technique and this. I cannot do it. All right, so what we want to do is to simply lay out what we're going to talk about. Shortly after the golden ages of the River Valley civilizations, there were several advancements in religion and philosophy across Asia and southern Europe from 800 to 300 BC. So we know exactly where we're talking about and the time frame that we are discussing. After that little intro, we want to spell out three main ideas that we are going to discuss in our body paragraphs. Your intro thesis statement is the first thing you're going to write. That's your intro. Your body paragraph is where you are going to explain your similarities and your differences. The first one that we are going to talk about when it comes to Hinduism and Judaism is that they were similar in the fact they both had rules or codes of behavior to follow. They both had these things. However, they had more differences than they did similarities. The two of the biggest differences, all right, we want to tell them exactly what we are talking about. These are differences. Where there are different views on the afterlife, all right, whoa, come on, there we go, views on the afterlife, and how India would use its religion to lock people in place politically with its caste system. So Hinduism contained the caste system, while Judaism did not. That, coming out of the gate, is a pretty solid thesis. I know where you're talking about, I know when you're talking about, and three main points you are going to discuss with me. That has taken us 7 minutes and 40 seconds. All right. Keep in mind, when you write this on the AP exam, you have about 35 to 40 minutes to do all of this. So next, I drew up a little outline. One of the things that I asked you guys to do, where is it? 2. And I just did it real short. So, I have my topic sentence. My topic sentence is going to come directly from my thesis statement. Right? One of the similarities, what do we want to tell the reader? Exactly what we are talking about. All right? Hit them over the head with it. One of the similarities between Hinduism and Judaism is that they were similar in the fact that both had rules or codes of behavior to follow. So for the very next part of this paragraph, we are going to elaborate on that statement. How did they have similar rules or codes of behavior to follow? Exactly what were they doing? So on my little outline sheet for my first example, I put the Jains in Hinduism by Mahariva said you shouldn't lie, you shouldn't kill, and you shouldn't steal. No lying, killing, stealing. My second example is going to be down with Judaism. There's the Torah and there is the 10 Commandments that God gave to Moses. These are simple rules to follow to help keep the covenant. All right, it's my little outline. Now I'm going to take these two examples in my elaboration and I'm going to make them bigger. I'm going to fill in some little details and add some pieces of evidence. Let them know that I kind of know what I'm saying. I understand and I'm going to prove my point to you. This is why I think they both had similarities and rules of behavior. Anybody need this up longer? I will step to the side. If you will use, yes, if you need to take a picture, however you get this information. So the theory behind this, guys, is next time we write an essay and you kind of get stuck, pull this one out and read over it. Or watch said video. Like, oh yeah. Don't make this more complicated than it is. You know, what I always like to say, lead with your best punch. Do the thing that's the easiest or you are the best at because it's probably going to work. So if we're Katie, we're going to use our smite move against Northern Iredell or Southern Iredell or Western Iredell or Northern some compass direction. So we got our topic sentence. Now we want to prove. We're going to do a little thinking, think of some examples, and then just transfer them into sentences. We good to go? If you need more time, feel free to let me know. That's why we're doing this. I can move, yes? All right. So let it be written, so let it be done. So, now we're going into our first body paragraph. Our intro and thesis is done. We're going to take our outline and we're going to turn it into this. Again, here is our topic sentence. One of the similarities between Hinduism and Judaism, once again, is they are similar in the fact that they both had rules or codes of behavior to follow. Bam! Took that right out of the thesis statement. Now we're going to explain it here in blue. So write that down. Let me know when you get to about here, and I can move it up and I will interpret this bottom part for you. These days are very tough for me because I feel like I'm not doing anything.
That's what the school board thinks, apparently.
True, so I might as well live down to expectations.
What does it say after they both had rules of behavior or?
Codes of conduct to follow. According to Mahariva, there should be no killing, lying, or stealing.
What is the first word in the blue? Not for, but the one after that?
Those would be practitioners, but
What's that whole sentence say?
of the Jainish sect of Hinduism.
Oh.
I wrote it this morning before first period, and I kept getting interrupted. And I'm like, leave me alone, go away. Poor Mr. Manning, I had to save him. All right, so we're going to add in our details here. We're going to go down to about here. For practitioners of the Jainish sect of Hinduism, according to Mahariva, all right, now we're talking about Jains, we're talking about Mahariva. Those are details and pieces of evidence. Mahariva said there should be no killing, lying, or stealing. Those things are bad. They harm others. So, the goal was to achieve union with Brahman. That's where we're trying to get to. Union with Brahman. You do this by climbing a ladder, so to speak. You want to get to a higher rung in your next round of rebirth. So when you say next round of rebirth, we know you're talking about the cycle. Can you say endless cycle? Can you say transmigration and samsara? Yes, that would be beautiful window dressing so the reader says, oh man, this must be one of Melega students. All right, we're throwing out some terminology here. Oh, what? You're going to climb a higher ladder, so to speak, to get to the next rung in your round of rebirth. The idea is that if you act properly, your good actions are light. They will allow you to climb higher, while your bad actions weigh you down. They even can act as an anchor that prevent you from moving up, or can even pull you down. So you want to maximize your good karma or actions and minimize your bad. Very simple.
What does it say to speak to? Oh.
So we speak.
Okay, by climbing a ladder, so to speak, to a higher what?
Rung.
Rung?
Rung. R-U-N-G. Rung of the ladder. In your next round of rebirth. I could have said steps, but I said rung. Again, it's mine, not yours. Yes, ma'am.
What does it say after to do this you act properly?
To do this, you act properly. Your good actions are light and help you climb. Man, I didn't think it was that bad.
Well.
First period was like, oh, we get it. I should have filmed the first period. Your good actions are light and help you climb, while bad actions weigh you down and act as an anchor that prevent you from moving up or can actually pull you down. So you want to maximize your good actions or karma and minimize your bad ones. If you guys need to move to see this or you need me to push it up, again, just ask. Remember, you're in a time crunch. You've got 35 to 40 minutes to crank this out. So sometimes you just want to go for the path of least resistance. Yes, ma'am?
What does it say after the idea is that in order to do this, you act properly?
Your good actions are light and help you climb. Mina?
Did it say from moving up or can pull you lower?
Or can pull you down. Yep. Yep.
What does the last little section say?
Maximize good karma or actions and minimize your bad.
Okay.
So there, we have just elaborated on, in Hinduism, their codes of behavior and how it works. If you don't lie, you don't kill, you don't steal, you don't harm others, that is going to help you achieve your goal, getting closer to Brahman, climbing that ladder, or, if you're Anna, those steps, getting you closer to Brahman. Let me know when you guys all have this. The very next sheet that I'm going to put up is going to still be the first body paragraph. It's just on a different transparency. What's that, Sydney?
I'm just saying that.
It's okay. It's why we do this. It's hard to do something if you've never been shown how. Katie?
When we like put it all together and finalize, are we gonna type it?
Everything's handwritten. Isn't that terrible? Oh. Yes, ma'am.
When it says from moving up or
Or can pull you down. Think of when you're trying to get out of the pool as a little girl and your mean older brother thinks that he's Jaws. He comes and yanks you back down the ladder. Big Joe. Yes, sir.
Great question. Really a pleasure, Rick. Thanks.
You too. Nice. That's a bold move wearing that Sanchez jersey, Big Joe. That shows self-confidence. Let's put like Swanacamp on that. Like some of that beat right over that. All right, you guys all got this?
Nope.
You remember the butt fumble, Mr. Melega?
Yeah, the butt
Yes.
fumble.
You can't even, you couldn't try to do that. Like, it's one of the things.
Even if Sanchez became like a Hall of Famer, that would never have like left him. You can always remember it as a butt fumble.
That's the first
His
thing.
plaque would be.
Yeah,
But how would he become a Hall of Famer? Like, there's
I'm
no
saying in
way.
like a theoretical world.
All right, continuing on, same paragraph. It's as if these two are melded together. We're now going to talk about the second half. What you want to do is make sure the reader knows exactly what you're talking about. So the first word is in our transition is similar. Similar to what Mahariva was preaching in India. Don't worry about the period, it shouldn't be there. Remember, punctuation,
Not important.
not important. This is America. 3 commas and a period. They have an app for that. All right. So next year you guys are taking Mr. Kroll's AP Lang class. Be like, look, nobody needs grammar. It's not true.
What is even like the proper way to use a semicolon?
I don't even. I like colons. I like to list things. Hey, thank you, Hannah. I'm going to start using semicolons.
Please
Why don't you
don't.
just use
Ow.
a period?
Yeah, why
No,
don't you
because
just use a period?
When they're like similar. Like, I like ice cream. Never mind.
I like ice skating, period, but it's fun, period.
I like ice skating.
I just keep writing. I don't even care.
Yeah, I just put a comment.
Yeah. My rule is 3 commas, then a period. My wife is like, are you functionally illiterate? Yes.
On what?
Similar, in ancient Mesopotamia, within Judaism, God gave his laws to the prophet Moses on Mount Sinai. What's that, ma'am? In order to make it easier to adhere to God's covenant or contract. So you throw out the word covenant, and you let people, you know it's a contract. They're like, oh man, this child is smart. Yes, ma'am. Similar to what Mahariva was preaching in India, in ancient Mesopotamia, within Judaism, God gave his laws to the prophet Moses on Mount Sinai in order to make it easier to adhere to God's covenant or contract. The Torah and 10 Commandments used by the Israelites stated that people should not lie, should not kill, or covet, desire, want others' goods. These rules parallel those in Hinduism, and this last sentence stunk because the bell had rung and people were going, Mr. Melega, Mr. Melega, Mr. Melega. I'm like, oh, get away. Stressing kind, peaceful actions in order to practice their religion properly. That last statement kind of stinks, but it's good enough. Let's get rid of that.
These rules what?
These rules paralleled those in Hinduism, stressing kind, peaceful actions in order to practice their religion properly. Parallel those in Hinduism. Stressing kind, peaceful actions in order to practice the religion properly. Some of those traditional things. Kind, peaceful actions in order to practice the religion properly. It's how you want to go about it. we know when you guys are finished. Very nice catch.
Wait, I'm confused. What is this? This is still the.
This is still the first body paragraph. First example was Hinduism. This is now showing how Judaism is similar.
Oh, that's really long. It's a lot shorter.
Actually, I mean, it probably is because I overdid the examples, but remember I'm skipping lines. So if you combine this, it probably wouldn't be.
But even if it's like one sentence.
Well, that's true, but your handwriting is so much better than mine. So you're going to be.
Kind, peaceful actions in order to
Well, unless you have really big handwriting, normally in 35, 40 minutes, you'll fill up the front and the back of a sheet of paper, maybe start on the second front. Remember, you gotta, some of you have big handwriting, which is great, it's very clear. Some of you, unfortunately, practice a strain of calligraphy, and that's
Okay.
okay. That's okay.
Is this the end of the first body paragraph?
This is the end of the first body paragraph.
That's a long body.
Is it though?
Yeah.
We just went over
It
that.
just looks
Touch it.
like skip lines. Yeah, it does.
I feel like average.
I skipped lines, I wrote kind of big.
Put it all like.
Let me see, yeah, okay.
You have really small handwriting.
Again, I throw in a lot of examples because I want you guys to see what to do. And are you combining the thesis statement with this or just one body paragraph? It has taken us 27 minutes and 25 seconds. It took first period 26 minutes and 30 seconds to do the same thing. Now, you guys are copying what I wrote. It's hard to interpret my writing. I get it. But this is a good, solid similarity paragraph. We now know that, man, Hinduism and Judaism, when it has their rules of behavior, are pretty similar. Noah.
It's going to be kind of hard to remember all the specific facts on like all these things.
Well, yes, it is. I get that. All right.
Should I
So,
stop the camera?
yeah, you can hit stop on the camera. You also probably, this is why we need to kind of outline and pre-write